The art direction of this was just so ugly.
Yeah.
Like everything is blurry and it's all close-ups, and like oftentimes it's entirely CGI, where even the characters aren't real, especially when you see them from far away. It's all kind of dusty and orange and yellow. It's quite amazing.
That's inspiration.
Well, I thought it was Rebel Moon, because Rebel Moon has a similar
Yeah.
kind of early 2000s video game cutscene aesthetic to it, and it's also incredibly ugly. Like, I did not enjoy looking at the scenery in Rebel Moon, and it wasn't just about the haircuts of the character of the bad guys of the Mother World. It was everything was just ugly. And much like with this movie, there was like the occasional thing that looked kind of neat, but it never meant anything. So, for example, in Rebel Moon, you've got this robot, right, who used to be like this elite soldier who has now been programmed into servitude, and he's voiced by Anthony Hopkins, and he's kind of a pacifist. He has these big voiceovers a couple of times throughout the movie, so you think he's important. And then he's got deer antlers, and you keep thinking, okay, like, is this like, will this pay off in some way? Will we get something interesting out of this character, and will the pieces come together to shape something interesting? And the answer is no. Like, nothing ever happens. He fights some dudes later on in the movie, and he's badass, and that's kind of it. That was like one of the examples in which Rebel Moon was terrible, because it was almost interesting in some of its designs, but then those never came together, and most of the designs weren't even good. And this is kind of the same, where I say, okay, so it's kind of interesting that you're using Orthodox imagery instead of Catholic imagery, and some of the like, smaller details of the city are kind of okay. And when Alice breaks out the twin sickles and does some badass kung fu, to fight some goons, like, little details of this are not are pretty okay. And then you wait for it to come together, and you wait for it to go somewhere interesting, and it doesn't. And also, you don't even get eye candy. Like, this is the big thing, where people, like, when people defend these kinds of movies, they will often say, "Oh, yeah, it's just good fun. Like, it doesn't all have to be high art. It doesn't all have to be like this incredible character, like deep character study. Sometimes you can just have some fun with some mindless action." But then I ask, okay, what's the fun in this? Like, a lot of it is very dreary, very bleak, very muddled, very messy, and it just looks terrible. It looks like a 20-year-old video game cutscene in many places. And I'm asking, okay, let's say you don't care about story, you don't care about character. You kind of took some neat ideas from this short story with a big name that will get people's attention. I was one of the suckers whose attention they got because it said George R. R. Martin on it. But then all you basically want to do is have fun with CGI fights for Tars. That's fine, but then at least impress me with that.